Hey everybody, this is Celine Gift Tarot. Hopefully you guys are doing really good today. Sorry I haven't put out a video in a while. It's been kind of crazy with work and stuff like that. So gonna kind of do a quickie here. I thought I'd do a pick a card or pick a deck reading based on what qualities do people find. Maybe not what qualities, but how do people perceive you? So what are things that people perceive about you that they might not really know you very well, but first impressions, I suppose. How do people, perceive you? So we're going to get started with that. And just as a little bit of beginning, starting off here, if you like my content, like my videos, please subscribe. It helps grow my channel, and like and then comment if you have any suggestions on the types of pick a card readings that you'd like to see. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started with pile 1. All right, these are the Dia de los Muertos tarot is what these ones are, and I like to shuffle on camera. Okay, let's do one more. Let's see. I wonder how people perceive pile 1. Let's see what we got here. How do people perceive pile 1? How do people perceive pile 1? Oh, okay. We got a lot of cards here. Okay. So I'll just read these cards, and then if there's something we need some clarification on, we can get some clarifiers. Ooh, okay. Okay, so we got the Queen of Swords. We got the Queen of Swords. The Magician, 3 of Swords. I love this image because it kind of reminds me of the 2 of Swords. It could even be the 2 of Swords, but it's not. It's one guy pulling another sword out of someone's back. The Moon. Okay, and then lastly, the 2 of Swords. So right off the bat, I can tell you right now, pile 1, people perceive you to be a very strong person. A person that they can depend on, a person that they can go to when there's problems that need to be worked out. You're like the person that, they call. Like if it's at work, they'll say, oh, pile 1 knows. Go ahead and ask pile 1. They probably know the answer to that question. Or pile 1 probably knows how to fix that problem on the computer. Or pile 1 probably knows where to get that, that thing that you're looking for from, the supply closet or something like that. So automatically, you're not only like that in your work, oh my God, I can't talk. Work life, but you're also like that in your home life. You're someone that is very, I would say, organized, a creature of habit. And, I wouldn't say you're a type A personality, but you're definitely somebody that needs to have things a certain way in order to function at your highest most efficient capacity. Okay, but you're not somebody that has that innate ability. It's something that you work on. It's something that you've developed over the years because of hard lessons that you've had to learn. Hard lessons about life, times where when you were not prepared, things went horribly wrong, and they were really, really, I think at some point there could have been trauma too, associated with that, maybe in your younger years. I have a feeling that a lot of people here in pile 3 might be in their 30s. I might be wrong about that, but I am talking to a lot of people here. And I do feel though too, despite being rigid in your life and despite needing things to be a certain way, you will conform to work well with someone, even if they have a different work style with you. So, and I have in mind the scissors. Okay, so these scissors here and the 2 of Swords. Typically, the 2 of Swords is a card about, kind of having a decision to make, needing to be decisive. It's typically depicted with a woman that has a blindfold, but it's loosely on her face, and she's just pointing these swords as if she is kind of one sword in each hand, kind of defending herself in a sort of way. But really, she's blinded, so it's kind of like she's on the defense already, without even knowing what's coming at her. She's already defensive. But I don't think that that's your nature, because you've been through so much. You probably are empathic in some ways. You have done a lot of learning in your life. You have suffered a lot. And because of that suffering, you have developed these beautiful qualities of being reliable, of being someone people can rely on. But just like the scissors, one side of the scissors won't work without the other. Okay? So I feel like when you're put in a situation when you're partnered up with someone, or you've got to work with someone, that you're able to be flexible and conform in order for whatever project you're working on, that it be a success. So you're not so rigid that you're inflexible or difficult to work with, or have like a narcissistic personality or anything like that. I don't see that at all. I actually see someone that maybe might have an exterior of being a leader, being very sharp-minded, being someone that can just make things happen, charismatic. But also you carry pain under the surface that you don't let people see. That's actually hidden. And it's part of why you have the qualities that you have. Actually, you've been someone that has pulled yourself up out of very difficult situations. And not just survived the situations, because just surviving something, it is something to be grateful for, but surviving and changing your behavior that takes an extra level of intuitiveness and that innate, desire to become a better person in life. And not everybody has that, that's not something that a quality that people just naturally possess. So yes, pile one, I wish you were my friend. You sound like a pretty amazing person. I thought that I would have to pull some cards to clarify, but it seems pretty straightforward that people think you're pretty amazing. People like working with you. I will add lastly with this card, because I didn't address this, the Three of Swords. I don't know if you can see it there. So there are three swords somewhere in these bones somewhere. But you see this top guy is pulling the sword out of the other guy's back. Typically the Three of Swords does talk about heartache and pain and suffering. Which is kind of where I'm coming from with things that you have gone through. But you're also, I will add, someone that you don't let other people you have a heart in that, because you've been through so much, you're empathic, and you won't let someone just suffer when you see perhaps what is causing the suffering in the person. Like, let's say you're at work and you see someone completely stressed out and you see a better way that they can do things. You will vocalize, hey, you know what, Joe Schmo, I see you're having a problem there. Let me show you a better way to do it so that you're not so frustrated. Stuff like that. You still have a warm heart, and you're not someone that has become hard because of the suffering that you've gone through. You've actually made yourself a much more strong, efficient person. I think if anything, you're somebody that you do have layers to you, and it does take quite a while for people to get into your background and get to know you on a deep level. Definitely. Okay, pile one, that's beautiful. I wish you the best. If you like this reading, please like and subscribe to my channel. And also comment if you have anything that you'd like me to do a pick a card reading on, okay? All right, that was your reading. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start with pile two. Hello, pile two. Pile two, how are you doing? If you like my channel and or have suggestions on other pick a card readings I can do, please comment below and subscribe to my channel. All right, pile 2. Let's see how people perceive you. How do people perceive pile 2? Let's see. How do people perceive pile 2? Ooh. How do people perceive pile 2? How do people perceive pile 2? One more card. There we go. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, pile 2. Let's see. All right, you got 5 cards here. And if I need to pull more cards to clarify, I will. Okay, just give me a second here. All right, pile 2. So off the bat, I'm already having a feeling like maybe your age group is in your 20s, maybe late 20s. So one of the first things that people see about you is your courage, that you are willing to try just about anything. You're not somebody that holds back because of the what ifs in life. If anything, advice would be given to you to slow down, not be so hasty and not rush so much. But you have a very passionate heart. You love to be benevolent. So you might be somebody who likes to, maybe go to the homeless shelters, maybe soup kitchens, help with, stray cats and dogs and, I don't know, just do benevolent acts. So you might be somebody who volunteers. So people see you as a very giving person, and someone willing to jump in and help whenever somebody needs some help with something. Hey, Mr. Boo Boo Head needs to have his, he's old already and his yard needs to be clean. You'll be like, I'll volunteer, or so-and-so needs to move. I got a truck, I can help. And so you're definitely a giver. You're definitely somebody who people notice that you are a giver. And you also have a big heart. You also have a heart of, a lot of compassion, just even like I was saying about just the benevolent spirit here with the 6 of Pentacles here. But, and I'm looking here at the Knight of Cups. I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you what cards you had. You have the Knight of Cups. So with those 2 cards, definitely you have a big heart. You like to be benevolent. You like to volunteer and give. So you're just not doing it for show. Okay. You're not doing it for recognition. You're doing it because you honestly just are a good person, which is just so amazing. Because, having those type of qualities these days, especially, I feel anyway, my experience is that it's rare. It's rare, Okay, and so then we have the Death card. Now, a lot of people are afraid of this card. I personally think it's a fantastic card because it reminds me of like the Wheel of Fortune card, where you can believe that, well, in this reading and talking about your personality, I think what this Death card represents is that, when we're talking about having like no fear, I was getting that energy from the Knight of Swords, right? The Death card is kind of the same idea of a knight coming through, but you come in with rebirth. So when there is death, which there's going to be death, right? Nobody gets out of here alive, right? But with death, there's always rebirth. So with the Death card, what it tells me about your personality is that you have kind of like you have kind of like a dark side to you. Not a dark side. So you're you're hard on yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. You're hard on yourself. And you do have this constant cycle of, if there are things that you don't like about yourself, that you immediately start trying to either hide it or change it. So I'm not sure if perhaps you're somebody who volunteers at church, or if you are a religious person and you go to church, there might be aspects of that where, you really try to put parts of your character to death, to then, have a rebirth, to, do perhaps these acts of service in order to be the person that you feel like you should be. And if you are in your 20s, this is usually what happens in your 20s, in my opinion. In my opinion, in your 20s, that is the time where you want to be the most courageous. You're never going to be in your 20s again, And if you have that foundation of going to church, that is something that definitely is a core value. I know in some Christian churches, and a lot of churches actually, of being benevolent and being a helper. So I think that's kind of like, this, I think death card is it's for somebody out there. And I think it's definitely speaking on a more deeper level, not just how people see you. I think that's a large character trait that you have that maybe you don't let people see. You try not to let people see your flaws. And as soon as it is known of whatever flaw you might have, you really work hard to try to change that and make something good of it. So it's kind of like, you've got the Three of Pentacles here too. And that is what really makes me feel like you do like to work. You do like to help people out if they need help. You're definitely someone that people know that they can depend on and rely on. And I know this isn't a time to give advice, but if I were to give it, I would say I wouldn't tell you to slow down like people probably do tell you. I would probably just tell you to embrace the dark side of your character as well as the good side, because that's what makes you a complete person. Just like the yin and the yang, right? Nobody is always good all the time. Nobody. And if we strive for that, there can later on in your life be a breakdown of your character where the pendulum might swing in a whole other side, and you'll just leave all these good things to the side because they didn't, quote unquote, make you happy. So I would embrace the bad with the good. That it makes you a complete human being. That would be the only thing that I would say. But other than that, yeah, people have such a positive perception of you. They think that you're absolutely fantastic. I don't have any bad vibes here, like, ooh, people are sneaky, they're talking shit about you because you're not that great of a person or anything like that. Nothing but good feelings coming from these cards, the only thing I would say is definitely with the death card to embrace your dark side. It reminds me of Star Wars, right? The dark side. That's kind of actually metaphorical, right? I mean, sort of, right? I mean, I don't know the movie that well, all the movies, because they've gotten very confusing. But, there's always that battle between dark and light. But yes, embracing both, I think, is a great step towards self-love. So, okay, pile 2, that's my 2 cents. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy these readings that I do. Or if you have any suggestions, go ahead and put them there at the comments, okay? All right, lastly, I'm going to start pile 3. All right, pile 3. How you doing? So far, so good with all these readings here with the pile 1 and pile 2. So let's see. How do people perceive you? Oh my goodness. Hold on. What? Uh-oh. Pile 3, you got secrets you don't want to tell? Try not to let me shuffle these damn cards. Uh-oh. What the hell? Look at that. That's the second time. What the heck? All right. Third time's a charm. Jeez. All right. I have never had so much problem shuffling a deck. What the hell? Okay. All right, pile 3. Maybe you're the oddball here. Let's see. How do people perceive pile 3? Oh, right off the bat, we got some cards. I'm going to do one more. How do people perceive pile 3? Okay. Let's see what we got. You got a lot of cards. All right. I love these cards. This is the deck is called the Uncommon Tarot, And just the artwork is beautiful. So the cards that you got, if you're interested, you have the Four of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Wands, the Empress, and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Wow. All right. Give me just a minute here. Okay, so right off the bat, I feel like you have a lot of feminine energy. I don't know really what that, it doesn't really matter if you're a man or a woman, to be honest with you, but you have a very what people like about you is your warmth and the ease of approaching you. They can come to you. You might find that people come to you for their problems or for advice. People feel like they can rely on you. They see you as somebody that has worked very, very hard for what you have, and you display it with such elegance and taste. So people might like the way you dress. They might like the way you smell. They might like how kind you are all the time, how selfless you can be sometimes, depending, of course, on what situation that would be at work, or even people that are in your family. They really see you as perhaps someone they rely on in their family, like a pillar, somebody that everyone, you might be a mother or a parent, mother or father, and you're definitely somebody that has core values about marriage, or about like the nuclear family, or not a nuclear family, or just you have deep convictions about things, about I wouldn't say so much morality, right? I think for example, like if somebody asks your advice, you're going to give them the truth. You're not going to sugarcoat it. You will speak your truth passionately, but you do it in such a kind way that you would be somebody that if you did have to let people know, like, tell them what's up because they've been rude to you or something, you would be the type of person that could insult them without them realizing it, and they'd be like, hey, wait a second, she totally just fucking insulted me, right? You would be someone that could do that would have that ability. And you're definitely somebody that people see you are able to roll with the punches. You're able to be flexible when you need to be. And you're also very wise, like I mentioned before, with the Wheel of Fortune, this card has an owl there, Yes, you're definitely somebody that's wise and revered. I know, like I think in some places, no, correct me if I'm wrong. In some places in India, the cow is worshipped, and there's like a little cow here. So you're definitely somebody that's revered and loved in your family, and you're very. They see you as somebody who's also. You have the duality of being feminine, but also having some masculine traits about you. When I see the Nine of Wands here, this man, he's been through a battle, but he's not sitting there tired or slumped on the ground. He's sitting there holding his wand, ready for the next instructions from his captain. So you're not somebody that is just like a pushover, somebody that's so soft and gentle that you just let people push you over. You're definitely not that. You're definitely somebody that you're very strong, you're very resilient, and people see your abundance and your grace, and people look up to you. It reminds me of it's almost like you have like it sounds silly to say, really, in regular life it really does, but like star quality, right? You have this charismatic thing about you that people always look at you and they're like, oh, look at so and so, gosh, look at her hair, god, she always looks so put together. Or look at so and so, damn, look at that suit he has on today. Or ooh, he smells good today, or whatever. Or you got his haircut. Like every time you make a change, like, oh, I'm going to cut my hair, or I'm going to get this different outfit or wear this different color, it seems to others that you always make the right decisions about those things. Like when you see here, this is the way this deck represents the Two of Swords, you know. This woman has this blindfold on, right? And she's got these two swords, and swords represent knowledge, you know, but you know, she's blindfolded. It's almost like, it makes me think of you, it doesn't take too much effort for you to make decisions. You pretty much are pretty decisive, I think. You're able to make decisions. You don't even need to know all of the information or all of the, you know, oh, I'm sorry, there's like a alarm going off outside, the car alarm. I'm sorry. Anyway, just ignore it, guys. Ignore it. Anyway, so yes, so for pile 3, the other thing I would say is that you are someone that when you do fall in love with someone, when you do have a romantic relationship with someone, you are definitely not someone that, like when people look at you, they're like, you are marriage quality. You're somebody that people don't just want to casually date. You're somebody that people want to put a ring on it, or people want to, you know, or you're serious. Like when you're dating someone, you don't go and date a bunch of women all the time. You wait patiently, and once you find your person, that is your person, and you don't, you know, sleep around and do all that shit. You're not going to be the one that gets the gossip, you know, at the office, like, oh, did you hear so-and-so slept with that hoochie mama or whatever? Yeah, that's not you. That's not you. So yeah, so people really have really positive things to say about you. You really are somebody that shines, either at your place of employment or in your circle of friends. Yeah, so this is actually really, I totally wish you were my friend now. I'm like, where are you? Pile 3, where are you? Oh God, yeah. So, all right, this was like a quick reading. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you like these readings that I do, go ahead and like and comment if you have any other suggestions on what I could do for pick a pile readings. And then like my or subscribe to my page, so that way you'll get notified whenever I put videos out, and it does help grow my channel. Okay, so you guys take care. I wish you well. Until next time.